we have a guy who works in the same company as Bill Gates as the speaker today. If you've been through the link for the event. So we talked about a lot of other products. We talked about design. We talked about how these guys are actually helping product companies to design better, think better, and that helps in the branding of the product. To tell you something about the theme that we have for the day, creating a wow product, we have someone who is very much a Punekar and who has chosen Pune not only as a Janma Bhumi but also his Karma Bhumi. And the reason why Microsoft has a presence in Pune is, I say this every time, it is because of him. Is it because of his stubbornness, or it is because of your loyalty to Pune and being a Punekar? So please help me welcome the R&D head for Pune for Microsoft, Vishwesh.
I'm using MacBook.
Doesn't really matter because Bill Gates himself invested in Apple more than a decade ago, so it's okay. I've been with Apple partners. My first application was from Microsoft, so it's all good.
So we'll be getting some Microsoft Surface freebies. I'm also waiting for
He actually planned very well thought for his birthday.
Is this 3D printed?
3D printed design, probably.
With lots of algorithms in it.
The hardcore stuff inside
But it's
is
hollow.
That's it.
It's hollow.
It's always a problem with Apple. You use two converters and it doesn't work.
The interesting part is the Microsoft guy is patient with Apple.
Trying to collaborate, not to compete. Like, can you hire fast? So that's where you have to be very careful. And most of the startups which I have seen end up hiring wrong people. What you should look at when you are hiring for startup is mentality and flexibility of an engineer and learnability of an engineer. So these are the only three things. If that person think like a startup, can he build his product as his own product? Is he learnable? Is he ready to give up C++ and learn JavaScript? Or give up JavaScript and learn Scala? That is another question. Those are the kind of questions which you should ask. And third thing is basically, is he here for money or passion? Right? So if he's here for money, then probably in a year's time, if you don't meet your financial goals, he's going to leave you. Then measure everything. You cannot manage or correct anything if you don't measure. Right from day one. And it measure in terms of analytics in your product is to given. I mean, day one your product should have built-in analytics. But other than that, all other things also. If people who are already running startups, if I come and ask them that what is the burn rate? Do you know what is the burn rate of your employees? I don't know, we never calculated. My employees work 24/7, 7 days a week. So what's the burn rate? I don't know what's the burn rate. I never cared. But if you would have been working as a project manager in some other company, would you have cared about it? Yes, I would have. Because that time we feared कि ये छोड़ के चला जाएगा तो क्या होगा? I'm using him for like 24/7. कभी रात को 12 बजे ये करो, वो fix करो, अपने को Friday को release है, Saturday को release है. Would that person? So is it a scalable thing? Are you measuring that? Are you giving him a deserved 2 days, 3 days off after every release? On a rotational basis. Doesn't have to be सब लोगों को छुट्टी दे 2 दिन दुकान बंद. But are you giving it to an engineer after he has spent say long hours for a week or 2 weeks or anything? So all those things you have to measure. I mean, measure productivity, measure analytics, measure spend, measure ROI on all the investments you are making, right? The last thing is, if you are scaling ahead of your revenue, then you have to raise. So that is again another question, right? When should I raise VC money? When should I go for funding? So if you know that you are going to get some fixed revenue in certain time frame, that okay, 6 months I have money to scale, and after 6 months इतना revenue आने वाला है और उसमें से मेरा operating cost निकलेगा. If you see that the operating cost and revenue they don't match, then you have to raise. Otherwise, you won't be able to sustain. If you see again, if you are hiring from outside, then the trust has to be there, and most of the time, trust is associated with money. This is a thing which I learned the hard way. If you don't pay salaries of your employees on time, they'll start losing passion. 1 महीना चलेगा, 2 महीने चलेगा, तीसरे महीने से एक एम्प्लॉय दो को ये करेगा, 2-4 को करेंगे, बाद में पूरा टीम बोलेगा यार यहाँ पैसे नहीं मिलता है, क्या करें? And then the passion will die. If you don't want that to happen, you have to have your revenue projection bang on, your operating cost bang on. Can you pay employees who are salaried? Vendors who are salaried. Vendors को भी वही करना पड़ता है. If you have vendors and if you are not paying them on time, they are not going to give you service next time. So that is why I said that if you are scaling ahead of revenue projections, then it's better you go and raise.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Over there, just one question. How do you, in your experience, let's say since you've done SaaS and software products, when is a good, product market fit decided?
product market fit usually decides on your first 100,000. I would say dollars or first 100,000 users. Right? Because that's when you say that okay, I've crossed the initial barrier. At least that's what I do.
That's a B2C SaaS side. I'm talking about B2B.
B2B also. B2B also. So my simple calculation is whatever your burn is, 2x of that burn. When you hit that in the revenue, you are safe. So if my burn is say $50,000 a year, as soon as I hit $100,000 ka revenue, I'm set. Right? Then I have found my right market fit, because then I can keep on selling to that market and keep on making some profits, right? And still I have 50% margin to scale my engineering team and all other teams also. So that's a simple thumb rule which I follow, but different people have different formulas and there are tons of them available on the market. Right, so this is the last slide. So to build the right product, what you want is a great idea, great vision, great product, great team and great execution, and that's it. If you have all of these things, nothing can stop you. So it's very easy. It's yeah, any questions?
Yeah, my question is from your previous slides. I wanted to ask, जैसे आपने अभी बोला कि आप अगर CEO हो तो हर चीज आप मत करो, like जो दूसरे कर सकते हैं आप उनको बोलो.
Yes.
But suppose और आपने ये भी बोला कि the college time is the best time to start a startup.
Yes.
Yeah, suppose I'm a college student and I have a startup. तो अगर मैं उसको start किया और मैंने 10,000 उससे अर्निंग शुरू की और मैं हर चीज खुद से ही कर रहा हूँ, I am the founder of the startup. और मेरे को दूसरे जो कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनसे काम लेना है, लाइक कंटेंट राइटर, मैं हूँ कंटेंट राइटर बट मेरे को उनसे काम लेना है. सो हाउ कैन आई ऑफर देम कि व्हाट शुड आई गिव देम कि वो मेरे साथ आए काम करने के लिए, क्योंकि मैं उनको कोई पोजीशन तो नहीं दे सकता. तो हाउ शुड आई ऑफर देम? प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग मनी.
Easy, yeah. That's easy. Don't give equity, because give equity to only to those people who are going to be with you full time. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. I don't give equity to freelancers. You don't give equity to freelancers. Content writer अगर आप बाहर से ले रहे हो उसको थोड़ी equity देते हैं. Give them. See, you need to have a metrics to measure that this content is going to give me this much of revenue. If I put this content, it's part of my growth strategy, and if this content hits the market, I'm going to get 10x growth in my revenue. आज मैं 10,000 कमा रहा हूँ, वो 30,000 हो जाता है because of this content. Then वो जो ऊपर के 20,000 है, can you give 5,000 of that to that person? You can, right? So you again, as I said, that you should be able to measure those things. And if you cannot measure, if you don't know कि ये content से क्या होने वाला है, then why are you even writing it, right?
Can you talk about innovation at Microsoft in Seattle?
I can, to whatever extent I could. I mean, I'm allowed to. So, of course, a lot of things are happening. The major pillars is diversity and inclusion. Those are the biggest things Microsoft is working on. What do we mean by diversity and inclusion? Is we are no longer restricting ourselves to enterprise market. Diversifying in all the consumer market spaces and all other market spaces, and also inclusion. I mean, we are including everyone in the experimental things what are being done. Be it the HoloLens, be it all the other AI related projects, all other activities which are happening in Microsoft. What Microsoft today doing is they are building for everyone. They are not building for an enterprise. They are not building for a businessman. They are not building for a student. What Microsoft is now trying to do is they are building for everyone. And that is the biggest theme we have right now going on in Microsoft, which is diversity and inclusion. And build for everyone. And innovations are happening in terms of, a lot of innovations are happening in terms of AI. A lot of innovations happening in terms of the recent acquisitions and collaborations which are being done. Like you will see a lot of innovations around LinkedIn soon. The way they are trying to give LinkedIn. A lot of focus is given on the local problems. For example, if you have seen the latest build event which happened and the launch of Skype Lite. Why Skype Lite was launched, right? Because Microsoft understood that data is costly in India and not everyone is on 4G or even 3G for that matter. So they need to have a version of Skype which also works on 2G. And there was a big effort from Seattle and all across Microsoft, from Microsoft India also, to build a solution which will scale in the 2G environment and very low level network connectivity around those kind of things. So all these things, again, this is part of inclusion, right? So now we are, now anybody who's having even a edge connection can use Skype and have a seamless Skype experience with Skype Net. So some of those things are looked at very seriously. EMS, enterprise mobile security, is another thing which is becoming big, especially in India, because India has a very large services base. So many large Indian companies actually work for their clients. So data security on mobile phone is of utmost importance. Imagine a Cognizant or Wipro or Infosys employee having a client email on his mobile phone, how secure it is. And can Microsoft guarantee that it is secure? And that is where most of the effort is going.
Can you talk a little more about the AI part? What is innovation in AI?
I'm not directly involved in the AI effort, but AI.
And how does it compare with what is being done by Google or someone else as far as AI?
I mean, specific projects you are saying, or in general strategy wise?
I mean, like market appeal, let's say. How does Microsoft?
Yeah. So again, in market appeal, what happens is Microsoft, first of all, whatever currently being offered by Microsoft, can they bring innovation in that offering using AI? Is the first thing which Microsoft is doing. So if Microsoft already offer Office 365, if they already offer Word, Excel, PowerPoint, if they already offer BI and all other CRM and all other offerings, bringing AI into that is the first step. That is one of the initiatives. So can they bring AI into LinkedIn? Can I have a resume form? Right. So I'm just thinking aloud. So with all the hiring managers, my bot will talk. This is what I have done previously. This is what I have done, and all those kind of things. And when the hiring manager is interested, he will actually contact the real Vishwesh. Right. Till that time, my bot is actually talking with all the different hiring managers, and that way. So this is how things are happening. And in terms of new offerings, there is a lot which is being done around there is a lot which is being done in terms of around HoloLens and consumer experience, and you must have seen the recent Twitter bots, and Kaizala was another thing where a lot of AI is coming into Kaizala. So Kaizala is an enterprise WhatsApp. You can say it's an enterprise version of WhatsApp, where you get a WhatsApp-like thing for your enterprise. And it has all the security built in, so a lot of governments are using it. So Kaizala is being used by Andhra Pradesh government, and Maharashtra government recently signed up for Kaizala. So that was another bigger announcement. But AI, as I said, that I am not that familiar with all the intrinsic projects which are being done in AI. Probably we can connect offline and I can give you a lot of other information around that.
I was wondering, since you talked about earlier about Silicon Valley or the US particularly, can you just give a very broad level picture of how different, let's say a Silicon Valley product development works versus how it works in India?
So, very simple thing, right? If I get 100 rupees to build my product, where would I spend those 100 rupees? In India, 75 rupees would be spent on engineering. In US, 75 rupees would be spent on product and design. That's the first learning I had. Right? In India, most of the products are designed by engineers. Right? In US, most of the products are designed by product managers and designers. Right? That was the first thing which I learned. I mean, I said that why do we have, so sometimes we have to wait for 3 weeks to get a search widget ka design. I'm like, why should I wait for 3 weeks to just have a search bar here? Android में built in है, iOS में built in है, widget लगा दो, कर दो, खत्म हो गया मेरा 2 दिन में search functionality implemented. That's not how things work, right? And that's not how things should work. It's okay if you're building a prototype, not for final product. And that was the biggest learning. Second thing is allocating budgets for marketing. Doesn't happen with Indian startups on day one. Never. If I get 100 rupees, nobody puts 20 rupees aside for marketing. And that's what happens in Silicon Valley. Right? If you get 100 rupees on day one, they put 20 rupees aside for marketing, 20 rupees aside for growth, ₹10 aside for freelancers. कि मेरे को जो मेरा कचरा काम है वो सब फ्रीलांसर से करके देना है, और which is not my core business. My core business is not building website. My core business is not analytics. So they don't mind paying $10 a month for the best analytics tool available in the market. What happens with Indian founders is free वाला कौन सा है? वो देखो सबसे पहले. So that is the biggest and very broad difference between, and that has changed by the way. I'm not saying that people are still doing it. That awareness and that entire thing has crept in, and now I have seen more and more founders are taking those liberal decisions and having all these things from day one. And that is mainly because of the transparency. Mainly because they know how those companies operate. They have seen a lot of success stories in India also. It doesn't matter Flipkart success story, even if they started using analytics a year later, still the follower knows that this is the ROI, so I should be using it from day one. So a lot of success stories becoming open. What I feel, a lot of failure stories also should be told. We have a lot of blogs and newspapers covering success stories of startup. I think we should have a dedicated blog series which covers the failed stories of startup, because that is where the best learning is. It is very important to know what not to do, then what to do, right? Because what to do तो बहुत references है तुम्हारे पास. There are tons of people, there are tons of advisors. ज्ञान बांटने वाले बहुत लोग मिलेंगे मेरे जैसे. But what you want is what not to do, right? And that is very important, and that is where you require realism.
You talked about how you interacted with your customers and improved upon your product, and every Monday you have to release it. So in case of hardware products, how do you think it would work? Because you generally give out a product and it's there, and so how do we improve it if and based on it?
What I feel, I have actually done this with one of the hardware product also, which I built and later on never pursued, and it kind of died out. But we built 3 different models. One of them was a very raw model, जिसमें सब wire दिख रहा था, सब circuits वगैरह दिख रहा था. That was one which was given to people who understands what this is. Then there was a model which was completely defined product, but it doesn't work. I mean, completely packaged product. Final कैसे दिखने वाला है वैसा. And it was given to someone, and one person was given an SDK to experiment and do more modifications and all other things with the product. What I feel, A/B testing works best in this case. If you have to do this, then probably incrementally you need to interact with different types of users. A pro user, end user, and probably a user who is going to help. So again, these are my thoughts. May work, may not work. But I feel that build different versions of your product which you want, and do A/B testing with those and see the feedback from these users. And then exchange. ये ABC 1, 2, 3 अगर तुमने mapping किया, give number 2 to A, number 3 to B, and see what happens. Okay, this is how it will look, and in the end, जो हमने circuit देखा था वो बाद में finish होकर ऐसा दिखने में. Do you think it's a good idea to package it in that way or whatever?
I have a question from there.
We have some rumors about Apple coming up with autonomous car and stuff like that. So is there any innovation from Microsoft side? In the
Microsoft just signed a big deal with Ford for the in-car. So it's mainly about driving experience. So first, before having an autonomous car, if you ask me, there is very less innovation in terms of driver experience which has happened, right? The same experience I am getting from 15 years ago, the way I was driving the car, today also I am driving the car in the same manner. The only thing changed is probably the only most innovative thing is पहले gear वाला गाड़ी आता था, अभी automatic आ गया. That's the only innovation, which is not really a driver experience. It's a technology innovation in the engine and all those kind of things. There is lot to first do there in terms of enhancing your driving experience, enhancing how secure you are inside your car, and how connected you are inside your car, and how aware you are of your situations. If you see the famous Tesla prediction, मतलब वो अगर वीडियो देखा होगा कि there was an accident which was happening and Tesla car knew that there would be an accident which will happen 5 seconds down the line, and it stopped so that it would go and create a mess there. So those are the kind of innovations which we basically need first. And autonomous cars, yes, but they're still long way.
Can you give any specific examples for innovation in those kinds? Like, how are you doing that?
No, I mean I cannot at this point of time. I don't have any details in that.
Yeah, so I hate to break up the party. That would be the devil's advocate. But then we have completely overshot the time that Venture Center had allocated us, and now we are going to get billed double. Anyways, Vishwesh, I would request you to be just outside the hall since we have to. So, you can connect with him offline and have some more gyan disseminated for the weekend. But before we let you go, on behalf of Head Start, photographer, lights. You can try the lights. So thanks Ajay. Thanks so much. And just a couple of announcements before we let you exit the hall. We have a team out here who wishes to take testimonials of every attendee. Just an introduction from your side and something regarding the event. And the initiatives from Head Start, especially this one. And would love to have a testimonial with the kids, how they felt, their experience was. Either they well left the ball or it tucked all the bouncers. So, also we have Ashish and Rahul. So I'm part of that Pune Digital Marketers not-for-profit venture, and Head Start has been a partner for that event, and they would. For those who are using social media digital marketing for their ventures, please do have a word with Ashish as to how you sort of design and use social media or digital marketing for promoting your ventures. So, can you just, yeah, so that's Ashish and that's Rahul. Yeah, so